Hello everyone, welcome to FlatWebTV, the monthly show where we talk about the top news and happenings in the world of Flatland BMX. My name is Justin Hoey.
And I'm Anthony Bulio.
And this is FlatWebTV. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to episode number 16 of FlatWebTV.
Yep.
Got a ton of cool stuff.
Yeah, springtime is starting to make an appearance in Portland, so that means it must be beautiful everywhere else.
Yeah, so we've had 2 dry days.
Yeah, 2.
And above 50.
Yeah. Actually, I heard in Chicago, my dad told me it was 80 degrees a few days in a row not too long ago. Yeah,
I heard about, I have a friend of mine in Mystic, Connecticut. He was like, yeah, it's 80 degrees. And it was snowing here last week.
Yes.
Let's remind everybody that we've had a lot of weird snowfall. So let's stop talking about all the depressing things here and start talking about some of the cool things happening in the world of Flatland.
Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to mention and just kind of give some applause for was this great interview that Effraim did with Simon O'Brien. Simon's always been one of my favorite riders. He's another one of those riders who I think has the complete Flatland package, like front wheel, back wheel, tech tricks, smooth gliding tricks. He kind of does it all. Yeah,
he used to have dreadlocks.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't be a Flatlander and not have dreadlocks. I had some at one point in time.
I never had dreadlocks.
I had one. Didn't work out very well. I wasn't there for it.
One dreadlock. But it was a great interview. I think it went into nice depth about how a pro Flatlander who is not making a living off Flatland has to prioritize his life. You know, you got to make money at some point. You got to start a family if you're into that. And being hardcore Flatland won't pay the bills.
That's true. It's very hard to be a full-time Flatland rider.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not you or I, or definitely not in that boat.
No.
But I mean, Terry rides, 100% full-time.
Matt Wilhelm, Matthias, there are guys that can do it, but it's hard work for them.
Yeah, it's extremely hard work.
And for anybody else, that pie is not very big to cut up.
No, it's a very small segment of just BMX in general. And there's just not a lot of money there, but definitely props to Simon for that, who is still riding for Colony.
Yeah,
right?
And who also now has a free coaster coming out.
Yeah, another free coaster. Like I thought we had covered all the free coasters that were like last month.
It turns out we didn't.
No, we forgot. Well, we didn't forget, but there's 3 more new ones that have surfaced.
So the Colony free coaster is in prototype stages right now.
That's correct.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, and then I think people had commented that it might be some of the geisha internals, might not be, so not really sure there yet.
Yep. Revenge Industries.
Yep, they've got one coming out.
Called the Ezra.
Yeah, and I think it's actually, I don't know if it's made by S&M or if it's just like I'm not really sure what the deal is there. But yeah, it's posted up on the S&M Bikes website, so you can go check that out there.
Yep, and then we talked about the 3 different models of KHE free coasters. The, well, Nankai has one of 2, of course. Aries, U-Free has one. St. Martin has one coming out. So it's not the year of the dragon, it's the year of the free coaster.
Year of the free coaster.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's so cool. I mean, like, I remember like when it was super hard to get a free coaster. It was either you had a Nankai or you had like a really ancient Sun Tour that was like totally hobbled together and weighed like more than your whole bike.
Yeah, with the unbrake in it.
Man.
But good for those companies to give. I mean, a lot of street riders are obviously riding free coasters now, so there's a ton of choice, and choice promotes competition. Competition promotes better prices and better technology. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
You're the free coaster. I agree.
You're the free coaster.
I think I attribute one street rider to this whole free coaster thing. Bruce Chrisman from here in Portland. Like, I think he was very influential in bringing the free coaster to the street world. I know there were a lot of other guys before him that were doing it, but I think he made it really popular with some of the stuff that he was doing.
Definitely, and maybe we can get Shintaro Misawa to actually ride a free coaster. He rides a freewheel right now because he doesn't do back wheel tricks.
Oh,
and he just put out an awesome little 45-second video. Amazing riding, but the click of the Freecoaster
Drives you crazy?
drove me crazy. I don't know what it is about it. I just, I love the silent sound of a nice Freecoaster, so you just hear the tires maybe.
Yeah. Or when you're just screaming on a Hang 5,
Yeah.
or like even just on the back wheel and you just hear nothing.
Flatland should be quiet. He does front wheel tricks and still you hear the click, because he's got so much rotational momentum.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it even drives me crazy. So I'm riding around my Sunday and riding around the neighborhood or whatever, and it's got a cassette on it, so I think it's like 20 times louder. Yeah,
you just can't sneak up on anybody with a freewheel. Like, if you want to smack somebody in the back of the head while they're jogging, they're going to hear you coming.
I've never done that. No.
I guess that's a Chicago thing.
It might be. Well, you know, East Coast. No, I'm just kidding.
So if you're looking for a Freecoaster, there are a ton of choices. Head on over to Flatland Fuel to check that out. And I mentioned Flatland Fuel because we wanted to talk about this amazing frame sale that's going on.
If you need a frame now...
And this is not an advertisement. No. Pat didn't ask us to talk about this. I just think this is amazing.
Yeah, this is crazy. So we kind of mentioned this earlier when we were talking about it. These are like 1990 prices. They are rolling back the prices on these frames.
Rolling back the prices.
Ridiculous. You can get, okay, so the lowest price frame that we found, there might even be lower. It's $100.
For a Luna.
$100 for a frame, brand new.
That's a brakeless frame. It's, I mean, it's not the double diamond or the diamond frame that everybody has to have now, but I think it's a great frame. You can get Sam Folk's Focus frame for $200, and that's just a year old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very old at all. Basically, there's about 5-6 frames under $225 basically.
Yeah, the Suelo, the flatware frame. I mean, Moto's Suelo frame, the Colony frame. I mean, there's a ton of frame choices. I think because there are some new ones coming out. Obviously, there's a lot of new KHE frames.
A lot of new KHE. The new Jungle Rider,
which good God, I want a new frame, and I want to somehow justify getting a new frame because those new colors look awesome.
I know, and you just got a Jungle Rider frame like last summer.
Last summer.
Anyway.
So I don't need one, but I want one. Anyway, if you're in the market, there's no better time now than to get one. Take a look at Flatland Fuel. There's just some amazing prices.
Yeah, absolutely amazing prices. And I mean, I remember, even when I was, in high school, spending $400 on some of those OX, standard frames, and these prices are crazy unbeatable. So I've seen some pictures of cracked frames out there. Now's the time to get yourself a new one.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Flatland in the Media.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. And the next thing that we wanted to talk about was Flatland in the Media.
Yeah,
it's been a pretty good month.
Yeah, we got some really cool things to chat about.
Yeah.
So our first one is Matti Hemmings, who did a really, really cool commercial for the Toyota Aygo.
Yeah, so it's a car commercial. It's got Matti doing some real riding in it, which is a nice change.
Yeah, he was actually, and I would almost say he was almost featured just as much as the car was in this commercial.
Yeah, I think it could have been a Matti Hemmings commercial with some Toyota stuff in the background.
Sponsored by a Toyota Aygo.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring in a car just because it'll make it interesting in the background.
Yeah,
not bringing a rider. Great commercial, some cool interaction with him in the car. There's also some parkour free runners, but whatever. Just very nice to see a national commercial like Toyota feature a Flatlander. Toyota, you might remember, had a commercial that had a lot of riders in it, Blake and Bo Wade and Shaun White, but they were among hundreds of people featured in that commercial. This one was pretty much Matti Hemmings.
Exactly. It was really cool, and congrats to Matti on securing a great little commercial for himself.
Another one, which is for a smartphone in Japan, though you wouldn't know it.
No, definitely.
Until the end.
Exactly. So this is a really cool commercial that was also featuring Moto, which we talked about earlier in the episode. And basically, there's also some break dancers, some skateboarders, and they are doing tricks dancing in the water, in like 2 or 3 inches of water.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Actually, looked kind of cool. And it's again legitimate tricks.
Yep.
The breakdancing was awesome.
Oh yeah. Skateboarding, kickflip.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, props to Moto for getting on that Docomo commercial. Docomo is a big company in Japan. They pretty much own the cell phone market. Really great to see that. It was cool.
It was cool. You know, it actually made me want to ride in a couple inches of water like that.
Yeah, now we know what Sam Folks and Terry Adams are on about riding in the rain.
If we ever, we need to figure out how to set that up.
Well, we're in Portland, so it's not hard to get rain. It's just hard to ride in the cold rain.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Another one that we want to talk about, and this one is just awesome because of its content. It's the Cartoon Network's anti-bullying campaign.
Ah.
Yeah, so Matt Wilhelm was featured in this, along with, musicians and actors and the president, and so a lot of big people lent their time and name to this campaign, which is a good worthy campaign.
Absolutely. I think many of us have felt bullied at one point and another in our lives.
Sure. Yeah, Flatland is not the sport in grade school and high school that gets you a lot of popularity, or it wasn't when I was a kid anyway.
Or girls.
Yeah, or girls. But he took part in this. He did some tricks along the Chicago waterfront and told his story, which I thought was great. So really, really good to see that. If you haven't, please check it out. It's worth the watch. Not finished with Matt Wilhelm yet. He was also featured in an Ally Sports featurette. Yeah,
that's right. So Fat Tony actually put together a package for Ally Sports.
You were going to say Matt Tony, weren't you?
I was going to say Matt Tony, yeah. Well, together, no, never mind. Anyway, so made a great little package for Ally Sports. Really cool to see, some Flatland coverage with Ally Sports. They are probably most notable for putting on the Do Tour here in the U.S., which does not have Flatland in it. There's been a lot of chatter about it, about Flatland at the Do Tour. We want it desperately. There's a lot of side conversations. But maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe this is a test to see if people are interested in seeing some Flatland at the Do Tour.
Right, so watch that video multiple times so that you can point to the thousands and thousands of people who've seen it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. If you've already watched it or if you haven't watched it, watch it again, and then watch it some more. It's,
regardless of that, it's a cool edit. It's 5 questions. I love hearing this type of edit, 5 questions from the pro or whatever. It's just great. It's good to see that. Yeah, it's always fun to hear from the pros and get their insights. For sure. And the last one we want to mention, perhaps the strangest, most entertaining, maybe. Some sort of entertainment. I loved it. It was cool. Yeah, so recently at we don't know how long ago this was. I didn't see a date exactly, but at a Mavericks Hornets NBA halftime show, there was some Flatland put on by Keith King, but that is not the reason it's interesting. There have been Flatland shows at halftime NBA games for a long time. And very different Flatland shows. Yes. In the past. This one is interesting because he was dressed as the mascot. It was pretty funny to watch somebody in like a full mascot, like wearing the full bee suit, not like this spandex thing. Foam helmet. Yeah, like full garb. We were watching it and I said, he came out and did a peg wheelie, and I immediately said, oh, there's no way he could do a hang 5 because he's got this big bee stinger sticking out there. Sure enough, second you said it, did a hang 5. That's right. So it was pretty cool. I loved it. It was interesting. I liked it. Anyway, it was interesting, and go check it out. The link will be in the show notes. For sure. But yeah. We're going to take a quick break and show you some of our own Flatland in the media, so please stick around. We'll be right back. Well, thanks for staying with us, everybody. Welcome back. And we're going to jump right back into our next story about the upcoming Gemma Pro. Yeah, this is happening 21st, 22nd of April. Yep. the
first stop in the global circuit.
Yeah, the world circuit is actually part of this as well, so it plays a big part, and hopefully that means a lot of pros from around the world will be at this one. They kind of always are, but
yeah, last year there was a lot of pros that happened. I think that's when we covered it with Fat Tony.
Yeah.
A lot of really good riding that happened there.
Yeah, so Moto obviously won the first stop of AM Flat, so I would expect him to be there.
I would think so. I mean, he definitely partakes in all the circuits that happen. So I'd like to see him there. I'd love to see Matthias there as well, since it's going to be part of the global
Dominic,
world circuit. Yeah. Oh, Dominic. Yeah, I love watching Dominic ride. Who was also at
the first one. Yeah. But that might not be the most interesting story here. I think what could potentially be brewing as an interesting story is the expert class. And really all the AM classes for that matter. But the expert class, if the same group of riders can make it to multiple stops, I think that could be one of the more interesting stories as far as the battle for first through third there.
Yeah, I mean, with some of these guys, they're not as well known, but over the years we've definitely seen some progression. I mean, last year we saw Percy, go through the expert ranks master class. Now he's up in the pros.
Yep.
There's some guys down in the expert class that I'd love to see, and I think could just totally explode this year.
Yeah, the riding from the first stop was really good. Ron Monis won that stop, but it was pretty tight. Yeah. So I think it could shape up to be one of the better battles for a class this year.
And Ron's run was smooth.
Yeah, great.
So anyway, just wanted to definitely want to bring that up, and we're really excited about it.
I did want to say thank you to him for wearing a Chicago Cubs hat. I love to see that. Cannot get enough of that.
Yeah, he did that just for you.
Thank you. So yeah, look for results. Obviously, in the next show we'll talk about that. But good luck to everybody going to Gemma Pro. The last thing we want to talk about is the edit that we just put out. We won't spend too much time on this, but the Osaka scene report and Tomokazu Morinaga interview that we did, I wanted to just publicly thank a couple people, certainly Jun Katayama, who actually had a couple of clips in that edit, but he's the guy that actually got everybody out there. I think he made the phone calls or the emails and said, hey, FlatWebTV is coming out, come on out and ride. So it was a really good turnout, and wanted to thank all those guys for bearing with me and letting me film them. And definitely thanks to Tomokazu for staying there riding all day and then staying late so that I could interview him. It was freezing. I don't know if you could tell from the few shots of him on the bench, but the poor guy, I just had him out in the cold pretty much all night. Well,
I will say that the interview turned out great. The riding clips are great, and I definitely think you've stepped up the game this year with that edit. So.
Thank you. It's a fun thing to do. It's always fun when there's good content, and also, I mean, great music. You can, if you've got good content and great music, the editing process is fun. Yeah. It's really fun. So I wanted to also say thanks to AF the Naysayer, who is a Flatlander, of course, but also makes music. He lent us a couple tracks to use, and he's also got one of his own new tracks on a new mixtape compilation that came out. It's called I'm Cool Volume 2. So there will be links to download that and to download his track. Great music at the right price. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, we've heard AF the Naysayer music all over the place in the world of Flatland, and not a bad Flatlander to boot.
Yeah, he can ride and he can create great music, and that's always interesting when people have other jobs.
Cool talents.
Yeah, there are other talents or hobbies or jobs aside from Flatland.
Yeah, exactly. We always say that we love our jobs and we think they're cool, but they're really kind of lame.
Yeah, kind of boring.
But I mean, like Art Thompson.
Art Thompson works at NASA.
Yeah, works at NASA.
So he's a rocket scientist.
Yeah. I don't know if that's his actual job title, but in our minds, he's a rocket scientist. He works at NASA.
He's basically putting rockets in the moon, in my mind.
He's doing some pretty cool stuff that definitely pushes all sorts of crazy limits. But
so if you're one of those people out there who also has a crazy alter ego or job, get in contact with us and send us that info. We'd love to highlight that if you're up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll gather a couple of them together and we'll highlight them on the show. So FlatWebTV.com. Send us a note.
Yeah. The last thing that we want to announce but not announce, talk about but not talk about, is the Jungle Rider giveaway that we promised way back at the first show of this season.
We did. We've been a little bit quiet about it, but I think we're ready to, things have started to come together a little bit.
Yes, I'm told, and obviously the new Jungle Rider frames are available now at Flatland Fuel. Check them out. Some great colors at 2 different sizes. But we are told that there may be a box or boxes on its or their way to us here, and they will be something special.
Oh yeah.
Very special.
Oh yeah.
So until we have those actually in hand, we're not going to announce it, but hopefully by next show, we will have something to show you and announce. We're going to put together a contest that is fair for everyone.
Yeah, it's not going to be based on like riding talent or anything like that. We want it to be fair to anybody,
Yeah,
whether you're, you know, just starting to, hey, if you're a pro and you want to,
Yeah,
anybody can enter.
Anybody can enter. Even friends and family of FlatWebTV can enter. So I'm
except for Joe.
Joe can enter, because then I would give him a boatload of money to get the giveaway, because I really want it. We obviously are exempt.
No, we're exempt. No, you already have a Jungle.
And I already have a Jungle Rider frame. But please stay tuned next month. Hopefully we have the announcement and can show what we're talking about. It should be exclusive.
Absolutely. So I think last closing remarks here. Thanks for watching, and you can always continue to watch our show on YouTube, which is actually going to be our new home where we're going to be posting the videos first. So we used to do on Vimeo. We're going to start doing a little bit less of that, and for any of our content, YouTube is going to be the place.
Yeah, you can also get in contact with us via Facebook, facebook.com/FlatWebTV. Post pictures, post notes, do whatever you like.
Yeah, you can actually send us messages there now, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can get us on iTunes as well. Search for FlatWebTV there. If you've got an Apple TV, iPhone, iPad, any iOS enabled device, you can get it.
You're on Twitter?
We are on Twitter. Well, I'm on Twitter, but anyway. So it's twitter.com/everydaytropic.
Yeah, tons of ways.
Yeah, tons of ways. And I think with that,
another good show. Thanks for watching. Next month, hopefully have some results from Jomo Pro and a Jungle Rider announcement.
Absolutely.
Until then,
my name is Justin Hoey.
And I'm Anthony Julio.
This was FlatWebTV. All right, I'm slouching. More so than usual. This? Like a turtle?
Turtle.
Mic check. On. All right. Can you do that one more time? I didn't. Felt like I was looking all over the place.
Very good.